She always tells me whenever anyone asks what she does for work, because she's clearly heavily tattooed, she says, I put the stickers on the apples. I'm like, that's sick.
That's sick. I can't wait to see her and tell her about that.
Welcome back to Fill in the Gaps. I am Egg, and with me today is, as seen on Sunrise and heard on ABC and SBS, she used to be a WA local, but has now moved over to the Great Australian Bight over in Adelaide. Is it Adelaide, or is it like someone here saying I'm from Perth and it's like a different suburb? Or are you like right in Adelaide?
No, it's Radelaide.
Radelaide?
And I'm from the southern suburbs.
Okay.
But at the minute I'm working in the city. So
Okay.
Radelaide.
From South Australia. We'll just go with that then.
Yeah.
She is the second ever South Australian resident that I've invited to be on the show, and the first to actually show up, which is fun. She says that her hobbies are to tattoo, draw, kind of sleep, and repeat. Nice.
Yeah.
And apparently today she's going to teach me something about polar bears at the Perth Zoo, which is fun.
I mean, I could be wrong, but it's going to be fun.
No, we're just going to act like you're right. So today's guest, Jessica Holmes. How you going, man?
I'm good, thank you.
Thanks for being here. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
You're over here for a little bit of time to catch up with Fizz before the shop closes.
I love that woman with everything.
Yep. She does all right. I thought that she sprung on me. I messaged her right before this. I thought she sprung on me that she's got a fiance. I was like, whoa, but she didn't. I was like, hey, like we're filming at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Like I know it's like notice, do you want to come by? And she was like, oh, I've got like relatives over from France or something for dinner. And I read it as fiance, and I was like, what? Whoa, you got to catch me up on this. Yeah, we love Fizz.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you for being here.
Anytime.
Before we get into it, please be sure to like, subscribe, rate, share the show, tell everyone about it. Check out the website, fitgpod.com, and all the socials at FITG_podcast. And thank you to the sponsors, Industry Tattoo Supply and SW Laser Tattoo Removal. You're here. We have met once before, but briefly in passing at the tattoo festival. I was going to say expo. It's not the expo. It's the tattoo festival.
West Aussie.
Yeah. You've been a great supporter of the podcast from like very early on when we didn't know each other at all. So I do appreciate you and all that you do. For those who don't know Jess, she is a fantastic tattoo artist and does a lot of naturey kind of birds and that kind of thing, but was formerly known as the Tattoo artist.
Yeah.
You were just telling me about this before. Can you tell the listeners what that's all about and what Sunrise had going for you, and how that's come into the bird side of things?
Yeah. So when I was in Perth, everybody knows me in Perth for doing my tattoos. So I used to just do portraits of people's cats all the time. I did a lot of work with Cat Haven.
Nice.
Supported them quite a lot. I was booked back to back just doing cat tats all the time. It was really sick. Obviously, I have cats. I'm a cat lady. I have a dog, but I'm a cat lady.
You know, even when I was like writing the notes, I was like, she just strikes me as someone that's going to have like 6 cats.
Yeah, no, just the 2.
Okay.
Just the 2 boys.
Okay.
Yeah. Obviously that picked up really quickly. Got approached by like Frankie Mag. That's not a porn magazine.
It does sound like a porn mag,
it
but
sounds
that's
like
all right.
a filthy porn magazine, yeah. Frankie Mag, and then was approached a little article from SBS, and then did a radio article on ABC Radio, and then obviously was approached by Sunrise and did that article with them, which I'm sure you can find it on like Facebook or something like that.
I will. I absolutely
have a
will.
deep dive. I was very young.
How long ago was this, like, roughly, like ballpark? Like 10 years, 5 years?
This would have been like
30 years?
Oh, no, it would have been like 2016, 2017.
Okay.
Yeah. So did that for a while, and obviously the style of tattooing I do, a lot of texture, a lot of like detailed lines, really like carving that in, and it's quite illustrative. It was always illustrative back then. It wasn't like realism, never fit under the neo-traditional like category. category. So yeah, it just kind of stemmed from there. And I've always had quite an extensive love for nature, botanicals. When I lived here as well, I lived like way out, way.
Whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Lived on a lot of bush, so
Nice.
yeah. The two and two kind of flowed in together to doing, my natural history stuff, my bird illustrating, my botanical illustrating. It all kind of flowed from there and developed the style that kind of like, the style that I do kind of just comes so naturally to me that I don't really have to think about it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just so, I put thought into it obviously, but there's not a lot of thought that I have to overthink it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just something that kind of comes naturally, I guess, and you enjoy doing it, so it kind of takes a little bit of the mental stress off it.
Correct. Yeah, it just kind of works for me.
Yeah.
Like, I sit down, I find a couple of reference pictures, and then obviously it just kind of flows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Love that. Because you were telling me you have a background in, is it nature history?
Natural history.
Natural history.
Yeah.
What's unnatural history? Aliens?
Yeah. Oh, it depends if you believe or not.
Do you?
I mean, yeah. Yeah, I do.
Has to be.
Has to be.
Right?
What are they doing up there?
Hanging out.
Oh, like I've seen a little weird shit in my time. Like, they're definitely out there. They're not here to fuck around.
I mean, you're in South Australia. You've seen some weird shit.
But I also lived in Whoop Whoop. So
True.
these fucking weird
And you've
shit.
come from Midland today.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I've
you've definitely
some
seen some weird shit. Definitely seen some weird shit. Cool. Before we get into the bird stuff, I have a little gift for you.
Oh, that's so kind.
I got you some. I have like over 100 pairs of socks, like for the gym and
That's
stuff.
sick.
And that's the only pair I could find with a bird on them that I haven't worn because I was like, I don't want to give you some like crusty socks.
Would I have to pay for them?
The crusty ones or
I
those
mean,
ones?
well, the crusty ones, because we're in a crisis here.
I won't say no to a couple of $100. Because like even there was a pair in there that I call my cock socks, and they've just got chickens on them. And I think it was like my second ever pair of gym socks that I bought in like 2018
With roosters on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, imagine giving these to her. Like I've worn these so many fucking times, sweating through them and everything, and like they've been cleaned, but like how clean can you really get them?
You would have to charge a bit of money for them.
Yeah, and I said to my missus, I was like, should I give her just like some that I've worn? She's like, don't fucking do that. And I was like, she was like, what would you do if someone gave you worn socks? I was like, I don't know, frame them. So
depends on what tickles your pickle.
They haven't been worn.
Thank you.
It's the only pair I could find with
Could you
a bird.
imagine if ducks were actually this colour though? Could you imagine
cool,
like
hey?
going out to the pond and being like, let's go feed the duck?
Aren't the yellow fluffy ones baby geese? Is that right?
I've seen some baby yellow ducks,
Like the duck, yeah, I guess they.
but they're not all yellow though. Depends if you want to get technical with it.
I do want to get technical, which leads us into our first official topic, which is birds and natural history and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So, was that all before tattooing? Was that while you were tattooing you got into all of that, or was it kind of a mixture of both? And how's that tied into the work that you do now?
The natural history came after tattooing. So I'm a self-taught artist. I didn't go to art school, didn't do anything. I'm just a little kid that's just like to doodle stuff. So yeah, the cat stuff happened. And it gets to a point where you're kind of like, oh, I wouldn't mind a little bit of a change here. And that starts to slow down. So you're like, what else am I going to do? But I actually have a background in like taxidermy.
Sick.
Yep. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but I have a lot of respect for it. I've done a couple of small little internships around the place. I'm not going to name names there, but...
Not going to name names. SBS, ABC, Sunrise.
Drop it. So obviously with that, it means that I have to learn a lot about animal anatomy, animal bone structure.
Okay.
And I've always had quite an extensive love for 1800 period illustrationists like John Gould and his wife. Some of my favourite artists, especially someone here in Australia who have illustrated for like big books, like scientific illustration type things. So, yeah, put the two and two together. So taxidermy, animal anatomy, bone structure, illustration, it kind of all just comes into that scientific illustration. And I've always been a science buff. I just didn't pursue it at school. So I was like, oh, if I can get kind of something going doing, you know, scientific illustration and natural history illustration, and that'd be sick. It also came a point in my life, especially when I moved back to South Australia in 2020, where I was like, okay, I want to change. I moved back to South Australia for mental health reasons. I'm not afraid to say that. And I was like, something's got to change here, or otherwise I can't keep tatting. So yeah, I just kind of was like, oh, let's give this a go. And the rest is history, I guess. It was also at that point where I kind of, COVID hit.
Did it? Don't remember that.
Wow.
Fill in the Gaps is proudly sponsored by Industry Tattoo Supply. Whether you're an artist looking to restock your equipment to keep the lights on, or a tattoo collector looking for a shirt or plushie to show off your love for body art, Industry Tattoo Supply has got you covered. Based right here in Perth, they pride themselves on delivering your tattoo gear and merch to the doorstep of your home or studio, which may be the same place depending on which artist you ask, in a timely manner. You can order directly from their website, industrytattoosupply.com.au, or check out their Instagram at industry_tattoo_supply for more information and blogs. Thank you to Industry Tattoo Supply for sponsoring the podcast. Industry Tattoo Supply. They put the artist first.
COVID hit, and then I was like, oh, okay, let's just start doodling. Started doodling. And I was like, I actually took a step back and was just like, I'm not just a tattooist. I'm actually an artist as well. And I think this is something that a lot of tattooers kind of forget, and they get into the mindset of I'm just a tattooer, just kind of make bank. Not everybody, but, you know, like I've met some people, they're just like, let's dip and rip and let's go. And I kind of, it kind of hit me that actually I do create some art. And so I wanted to kind of take a step back from tattooing and kind of pursue that a little bit, especially during that COVID period. And then, from there, I've kind of really tried to push that as an artist instead of just a tattooer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you still do the taxidermy stuff, or have you kind of not lost interest, but run out of time in your day to be able to keep pursuing that, or do you kind of dabble in it here and there? And did you ever, was it mostly birds that you did, or was it just a mix of everything?
I still do it whenever there's time.
I know the feeling.
Yeah. I still do it. And it was a case, I just did birds. So the place I did my internship had a lot of stuff that needed to be done before they closed. And they were like, we need help. Let's do this. I already knew a lot about bird anatomy at that time as well. And so, I kind of got into doing just birds. Obviously, dealt with a lot of like introduced species as well. So like foxes and rabbits and stuff like that. That's good practice. But at the minute, one bird can take me 3 to 4 days to do. I don't have time for that.
I don't know why in my mind I thought it would have taken a lot longer than that, like weeks. But you're a master of the craft.
No. Yeah. But now I literally just do like entomology stuff.
I don't know.
Entomology? So entomology is like insects, butterflies. It all comes onto that category. So a lot of the stuff I do at the minute is just like Lepidoptera pinning. So just pinning specimens of like butterflies and moths and that sort of stuff. And I've got a little page that I kind of, whenever I can be bothered, I put stuff up for sale and stuff like that.
Nice. Instagram,
yep.
Nice.
Yep.
You have to tell me it after and send me, and then I'll put a little...
I mean, maybe. I never have time.
I'll find it. I'll find the Sunrise interview and I'll find that. I actually have one taxidermy thing I've ever gotten in my life, and it's a budgie that I had that died of a cold after like 5 days of having it, because my dad's twin sister had like aviaries full of budgies, and I took one home, and then there was a breeze through the house and it fucking died because budgies do that. They're the fucking hamsters of the bird world.
Yeah, they're like,
oh my god. And then we got like 6 more, and then half of them fucking died during a storm because I don't know. And then my missus loves taxidermy as well, so for Christmas just gone, I got her one of the fruit bats that's like pinned up where it's like half skeleton and then half bat. Not my thing. I wouldn't have wished for that for Christmas, but it's pretty cool.
I mean, I always get taxidermy for Christmas and my birthday. But a lot of like I really
Good
love,
husband.
Yeah, I mean I buy it myself.
On his card.
I am a big like Victorian era antique collector as well. So a lot of stuff I get is like quite old, quite aged, very well loved, rather than just fresh stuff.
I got to hold a human skull the other day.
Okay.
Pretty wacky. I didn't really think much of it then, but then like the next day I was driving and I was like, I held someone's head.
Yeah.
Wild.
Is that juju still with you?
I don't believe in that shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just kind of like, I don't know. My whole thing is like, if spirits and ghosts and shit are real and can harm us, why aren't more people dying?
True.
You know?
True.
Like
Yeah,
a lot of slaves died and everything. You don't think they're coming back for revenge or something just on all white people?
I mean, yeah, that's a very solid point.
That's like, yeah.
Yeah, that's super solid point.
Even my missus, like, she hears a noise and she's like, it's a ghost. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
now what?
Yeah.
It's fine. So, yeah, I don't really believe in that bad juju. So it was pretty wacky, though. Like, yeah, he just had like a...
Where did you hold this skull?
In my hand.
No, but like, where does somebody even get... I mean, I know where to get a human skull, but like...
Of course you know where to get a fucking human skull. I'll just like bleep this out, but... Yeah, because even Vesna, when I was at Billingsgate, she was showing me she has a human spine and she has a left hand.
Yeah, right. That's
as
pretty
well.
cool.
Yeah, I got to hold the hand and I was expecting it to just be solid. And then she gave it to me and all the fingers just like kind of like move. And I was like, ooh.
With the wire in them?
Yeah. I was like, that's odd. And she was telling me that something like, I'm sorry if this is wrong, but she was telling me it's some culture, I think it was Indian or something, where like the left hand is seen as sinful.
Mm-hmm.
So like when they die, they like bury the right side of the body and then the left is just donated to science. So that's how she got the left hand. And I was like, that's interesting. Very odd, but...
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, someone can do that with my skeleton when I die if you want.
I think I'd like to be fed to a shark.
Fed to a shark? But sharks don't eat humans.
No, but, you know, like just...
Just force fed.
No, just like...
like come here, shark,
burly
opening
me up and just like,
open its mouth and...
You know?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm kidding. That's not really how I want to die, but...
How do you want to die then? Exactly, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Shark it is. Yeah, sick. That was a fun chat about birds. Yeah. Do you have a favourite bird?
Do I have a favourite bird? You've unlocked a whole new level.
Go top 3 if you need to.
Top 3? No, I have a top 1.
Go top 1.
If
If it's the same as my missus' bird, she's going to be very happy.
It's definitely not. This bird is like something else.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Also, if you say pelican, I'm going to reach across this table.
I fucking love pelicans.
I fucking hate pelicans so much.
Love pelicans. I have a pelican tattoo. That's how much I love.
So do I. I have a pelican tattoo from Lacey.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
with 3 eyes and blood coming from its mouth because I hate the little fuckers.
Okay, mine's from David Lagoon in Melbourne.
Okay.
Nothing like that.
I just hate them. They're not real. Look at their eyes. They're painted on, the little fuckers. They just eat other birds for no reason.
They're painted on with like a gobble neck as well. They're like,
they're just... Like I was saying to my missus the other day, it's like the shock of seeing one is what scares me, and then it pisses me off that they exist. So it's like if I was locked in a room with one, it's not like I'm going to be like, oh, get away from me. I'm just going to... Like I love animals, but fuck those things. They could be gone from the earth and I would not bat an eye.
Do you know that most pelicans, every year they fly to the centre of Australia to like raise the young?
Can we get them to fly to the centre of the earth and just perish?
And then they go back to where they came from. It's
They need to fucking go back to where they came from, frankly. I don't know where they came from, but they need to go back there. They can fuck off.
Fair enough.
But anyway, your favourite bird?
My favourite bird. So my favourite bird comes under like a subcategory of the birds of paradise. Do you know what they are?
I do not.
Iconic David Attenborough sort of situation there. Like he films a lot of them.
Okay.
This bird is found in North Queensland, and it's called the like Victorian rifle bird.
Victorian rifle bird.
It's a black bird, big blue iridescent chest, and they basically dab. They're like...
That's fire. That's
so
sick.
the males will spend their entire lives perfecting this one like fucking dance move.
Sick, just like me.
Yep.
The moonwalk.
Just to fuck this chick.
Mm.
Yeah. He'll like bend over backwards. He'll rehearse that move every single day until it's perfected.
Sick.
And she comes along. She's like, Nah, your feather's a bit out of whack. Not a fan.
I don't like that dance. I've seen that one before.
Frank down the road, he fucking did it last week.
He was in that magazine.
Yeah, he was in Frankie Mag.
So do they all do like the same dance, or is it just they all have like a similar kind of thing?
No, they all do the same dance.
Okay.
And the juveniles will learn from the males. They'll like watch it and they'll be like, yeah, look at dad go. Fuck yeah. And then they'll perfect it. And then, yeah, just keeps going on.
Okay.
But the females are just like, could have done it better. You know? But imagine that. Imagine going your entire life perfecting one routine just so you could get laid. And then she's just like, no, I'm not a fan. Sorry.
I was lucky that my missus said, I like that dance move. So.
But could you imagine if humans did that? Imagine if you were at the club and you were just like, yeah, yeah. And then you're just like, yeah.
That's basically what clubs are.
I've never been into a nightclub, so
you're not missing anything.
Yeah, I know I'm not missing anything.
Sticky floors, 18-year-olds, Lynx Africa is pretty much what you're missing. And
like
your bank account getting drained for 2 drinks. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
But yeah, that's my favourite bird. It's pretty cool.
Fire. I'll have to look it up either at the end or during the break. Because, I don't really know many birds, but yeah.
Yeah, and that's like the whole birds of paradise species. So there's 49 species of bird of paradise.
49. Can you name all 49?
No.
Fuck.
I mean, I'm working on it.
Okay.
Because it's
more or less than 25 you could name.
I reckon I could probably do like 15.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
Okay, that's right.
But yeah, all the entire like subcategory, they just spend their whole life, want some fuck.
So when they do the dance, is that just to mate and then they go off and do it again, or is it like they mate for life? Because like
they just go off and do it again.
Okay,
yeah.
Sluts.
Yeah.
Is it penguins that mate for life?
I know galahs mate for life. That's fucking cute.
We had a galah.
Oh,
he flew away.
Pet galahs are cunts.
No, he was a bit of a dick. I loved him though. It was my missus' bird. She like rescued him and like raised him and like made him like a loving bird and everything. He was a little bit of a dick, but we love that sometimes.
Yeah.
But then he was just grumpy one day, and my missus' mum, because he was disabled, he couldn't fly properly. And just like walk around, and then he wasn't in a good mood. And Christmas Day, I was on the mines, and my missus' mum let him out of the cage and went across the road.
Wow.
And I ended up kind of on the news because I found him in the park like a week later.
Yeah, right.
At the top of a tree.
Was he dead?
No, he was just sitting there, and I was right at the top of the tree, probably I'm going to say a good 3.5 meters off the ground, 4 meters maybe.
Did you call the fire brigade?
Well, that's the thing. I was like one hand on the main branch and then just like leaning, trying to grab him. And I was like, if I let go of this, we're both going down. But if I grab him, I have to let go of this. So I was like, fuck, trying to get him. And he kept like moving slightly further away. So we called the fireys, and then they ended up just getting their ladders like, we got this. And then just like slamming their ladder against the tree. And then he just flew away again. And we're like, sick, thank you for that. And they were like, yeah, we're not allowed to use ladders bigger than this height. And I was like, what's the fucking point of using a ladder then? Like,
I thought the fire brigade was all about getting cats out of the trees.
That's
right?
That's what I thought. But there was like a news crew there, and they like filmed it and ended up on Facebook. But you couldn't see me because I was in the tree. But yeah.
So did they have to get you down the tree afterwards too?
No, they were like, do you need a hand? And I was like, how the fuck do you think I got up the tree? Like,
you're gonna get down the same way I went up.
I'll be fine. Jump head first. So yeah, but I know my missus' favourite bird is I was gonna say African grey. That's not it. It's black cockatoo.
As in like the ones you get here in Perth?
I don't know. Not sure.
Because then we have to ask further questions, like which one? Because you guys actually have like a couple of them.
I would say I'll call her right now, but my phone's filming, so
that's all right.
I'll find out.
We'll just assume it's a black cockatoo. They're black. They're cool.
Yeah. Can you get those as pets?
You can.
But they're very expensive, and you need a license.
That's correct. Yes.
I think it's that one then.
No, I think that's something that is very often misconcepted. Is people are like, I'm just going to take this bird. No, no. You need to have licensing, especially a bird of that size. Need to also have a free flight enclosure. I don't know. As a bird enthusiast, having birds as pets is a bit of a weird topic.
They're a lot of work as well.
Oh, I had a budgie, Like, they're a lot of work. I loved him so much. Same deal. Came home one day,
What colour?
Dead. He was blue.
That was the same as mine.
Yeah.
Like the blue and black and white.
And a little bit of
all-
white little crest and stuff.
Yeah. What was yours name?
Joey.
Mine was Larry.
Oh, okay.
It's Larry Bird, basketball player.
Sports.
That's how I ended up following my favourite basketball team. So
Fair enough.
look at me, sports nerd. That's been a good chat about fucking birds. But aside from birds, obviously you're a massive animal enthusiast. What is this story about the polar bear?
Polar bear?
Because your message to me was, do you know about the polar bear at the Perth Zoo? Do you know what happened to the polar bear at the Perth Zoo?
Do you know what happened to the polar
And then you just said, ha ha ha. I was like, okay, sick.
So chaotic.
I probably could have Googled it from between then and now, but I didn't. So
Well, here's
please
the thing
enlighten
is
me.
I actually haven't Googled it. So I'm just going to tell you what
Sources, trust me, bro.
I've heard and the speculations that I've heard.
Okay.
So the conversation started at my current workplace. And I was like...
Which is, I can't remember.
I'm currently working at Infinite Worlds in Adelaide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout
Shout
out.
out to Paul. That's my bro.
Paul the
and-
polar bear.
Paul the polar bear.
You've never put that.
No,
Okay.
but I'm going to message him
The
as soon as
polar
I...
bear.
No, so we were talking, and when I was a kid, used to go to Adelaide Zoo, and I'm like 80% sure there was a polar bear at Adelaide Zoo.
Okay.
And to me, that's just weird. Who has a polar bear in Australia?
Fair.
Yeah. So then my client and I got chatting, and she was just like, you know about the polar bear at the Perth Zoo? And I was like, polar bear at the Perth Zoo? What?
Where are they getting them from?
Where do you get a polar bear from? Anyways.
Amazon.
So she said, Sheen.
Team you.
She was like, well, there was a polar bear at the Perth Zoo, and I'm pretty sure it's gone now. And I was like, well, what happened to it? Like, they don't. Did it die? Like, what happened? And she said that somebody apparently like fell into the enclosure, polar bear like, and then
We've got a Harambe situation.
no more polar bear. And I was like, so what happened to the polar bear at Perth Zoo? Because I don't think there's a true answer on what happened to the polar bear at the Perth Zoo.
Like that
if
would've-
anybody knows what happened to the polar bear at the Perth Zoo, like I'm here to hear it.
I feel like that would have made like big news because
It
like
would've
look
made
at
big news.
Harambe, but I mean he didn't do anything.
Who is Harambe?
Are you joking? Harambe from the what's it called zoo in America? Cincinnati Zoo.
I just know the guys from Madagascar.
Oh my goodness! I'll give you a brief rundown, but basically I think it was like 2014-ish, 15.
Wait,
16?
maybe I have heard this.
And there was a kid that fell into the enclosure, and then Harambe, a big gorilla,
I remember.
came over.
I thought we were talking about a bear.
Curious, and just was like looking after him, and then everyone was like, no, and then he got freaked out, so he grabbed the kid and just like took him to keep him safe, and then they shot Harambe.
Okay, so that's like a real life Tarzan situation right there.
Didn't do anything.
That's sad.
They shot Harambe.
I wonder if the same situation happened to this polar bear.
But polar bears are fucking aggressive, so it probably, if someone fell in, it would have just ripped them to shreds, is my guess.
Probably. But anyways, yeah, that's what I think happened to the polar bear at the Perth Zoo.
Because what's that thing with bears? It's like, if it's brown, get down, which you're still going to die. If it's black, fight back, because you got somewhat of a chance, even though they'll just run away probably because they're scared. And if it's white, good night, I think it is. Because it's like, you can't win a fight with a polar bear. It's going to fucking destroy you.
I don't know, mate. I'm from fucking South Australia.
You just
We got drop bears over there, mate.
You'll just put it in a barrel or something.
No. But, you know, we've got drop bears or koala bears, and everybody's like, oh, don't go near the drop bears. So I've never heard that before.
Yeah, no. There's something where it's like polar bears are like the most aggressive or like, oh, fuck, what is it? I think it's like, I can't think of the right words, but like animals have like they're the main predator, or like
they're the top of the triangle.
they have their like thing that they hunt kind of thing, and humans is one of the things for polar bears like that they just destroy.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
Not
That's
trying to
also why orcas, like if you're in the ocean and you're like surfing.
Yeah, they're fucked as well.
Orcas are like, oh, look, a seal, and you're actually just a human.
Back to the shark thing, because you said you want to get eaten by sharks. Sharks don't eat humans; they think that they're seals.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yuck.
So you put me on a wetsuit.
Kind of disrespectful. Imagine a shark biting you and be like, ugh. It's like, okay. It's not nice.
My tattoos cost a lot of money, mate.
I've been eating healthy recently. What the fuck? Should eat more Biscoff. Oh, fucking polar bears. Okay. Talked about taxidermy. Talked about the polar bear. That's wild. I've never heard about that. Do you know, like, roughly how long ago? Like,
No, I haven't even Googled it. I was going to Google it, but I was like, I'm going to wait till after this conversation to Google it and really find out. Because I remember as a kid seeing these polar bears at, like, Adelaide Zoo, and then now they're just gone. Maybe I was hallucinating.
Maybe it was that dream you were talking about.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Maybe you didn't even have the client. Maybe this is a dream. Who knows? And then before we have a quick break, you said you're a music snob.
Yeah.
Which I'm trying to figure out what the fuck that means. Like, you've just got a very harsh taste in music.
Not a harsh taste. I have a very broad range of music.
Is that being a music snob, though? Because isn't that just enjoying most music? Or are you saying, like, what you like is what you like, and if you don't like it, it can get fucked?
Okay. No, it's kind of a bit of both. Like, you look at me, right, and you're like, yeah, I think I know what sort of music taste she listens to.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah. No. But then when I tell you that I'm a musician, and I tell you what instrument and music that I make, you're like,
Lisa Simpson.
that doesn't tee together. Yeah. Lisa Simpson.
Good old saxophone, hey?
Yeah.
So when did you start playing the sax?
Ooh, I think it was like 6 or 7-ish. I was very young.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very young. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Was it like for school? Were you kind of like pushed to play it by your parents? Was it a choice?
No, it's a choice. I wanted to be like Lisa Simpson.
Fire. I like that.
Yep. Fizz has done a tattoo of Lisa on me.
Sick.
Yeah.
Shout out Fizz.
Shout out Fizz.
Did you ever do like any, like, were you ever considered an artist? Were you ever in a band, anything like that? Or was it just kind of something that you did and learnt and liked doing?
No, so I, being on the South Coast in South Australia, because I grew up in South Australia, they were just like, we like to strum guitar. And that's all that everybody did was like play guitar, which is fine. But I was like, no.
Unless you're Taylor Swift.
Unless you're Taylor Swift. It's like, no, I want to play sax. So I started getting lessons and stuff like that, and then I went into high school. My high school had quite a pretty good music program. And so, yeah, I followed through into year 12. And was supposed to actually follow into the Defence Force in music.
What?
Yeah.
The Defence Force.
Yeah.
What?
So in the Defence Force, there's actually people that are paid musicians in the Defence Force.
Why?
Because they play for the Prime Minister and stuff like that. Well, when they're coming home, they're like...
But why would they not just hire a musician? Why does that need to be a role in the Defence Force?
I don't know. But yeah.
That's like being the Candyman for St. John. Like for when little kids come out of hospital and they've got a lolly there for them. Like,
yeah, welcome back.
What do you mean a musician in the... So like, okay, so playing for the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
What else?
I mean, I don't know because I didn't follow through with it.
Fair.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, I was playing sax right up into year 12. I wagged a lot of school. Fucking hated school.
You dick.
Yeah, I know.
What a fucking idiot.
But I was also in that era where LA Inc., Miami Inc., London Inc., Cat 1D, that was all like prime. That was prime. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah. I want to get paid to dip and rip and draw like all day. I reckon that'd be a sick job. And I was already like drawing and stuff like that. And so, yeah, it was put on the table to me like, if you're going to keep wagging school, you have to either finish this stupid research project. Do you remember research project? I don't know if that's a Western Australian thing.
Research project.
Yeah, so you had
Explain.
to research a project and then...
Sick.
Yeah.
Oh, got it now.
Yeah, you research a topic and then had to like present it and things like that.
I mean, yeah. It was never just like, here's a research project or whatever the fuck you said. But like, I definitely did things like that.
Yeah, so this topic, you literally just pick one thing and you have to do a whole year on that one project.
Okay, I never did that. I never did a whole year.
So it's a South Australian thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, I was like, oh, I don't want to be at school anymore. I'm going to do my research project on how to gain a tattoo apprenticeship.
Okay.
Halfway through year 12, your girl gained a tattoo apprenticeship.
Sick.
Thank you. So thanks research project, but also
Get a good grade on it?
oh yeah, I got like a B. Best
Nice.
grade I ever got, other than music. Best grade I ever got.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyways, I was traveling from my house an hour because I got my apprenticeship, an hour to the studio every morning, and I'd set up for my boss, and then I'd drive an hour back to school and go to my music lessons because we had this agreement that I was allowed to go to my music lessons. So I could pass Year 12 music.
Fair.
Yeah. And then, yeah, something happened between me and my teacher, and that was the end of that.
She said, you're never going to go to the Defence Force.
Along those lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. But other than that, I played in a couple of, like, Blues Brothers cover bands, a lot of, like, big band, jazz, small ensemble type things.
Okay. So do you listen to a lot of jazz or?
That's correct.
Okay.
I love jazz. I love blues. I love jazz. I love big band sort of stuff. But I'm a hardcore girly through and through.
Okay.
However, and
Okay.
don't judge me here.
I'm going to fucking judge you so hard,
I
even
know
though
everybody's going to fucking judge me for what I'm about to say.
I don't know a lot about different music and shit. I've had the same playlist since like 2013, so go off, Queen.
I fucking love Nickelback.
Nickelback is sick.
Thank you.
At this point, like, they are definitely overrated.
Yeah.
Like, they're not
Yeah.
the greatest band of all time by any means or anything like that. They're not the greatest rock band. They're not
No.
the greatest country band, if you consider them country or whatever. But they are a good band, and
a good band.
they've made some bangers.
Yeah.
So at this point, if you still believe the whole Nickelback fucking suck, like, you're just being a part of the meme and it's played out.
Yeah,
So just
it's long
stop.
gone, guys. Give it a rest. Because
Yeah.
secretly, I know you're in your shower listening to Nickelback and Creed. I know you're listening to that divorced dad rock. And let me tell you, we fucking love it.
I have a playlist saved on my phone from Spotify called Divorced Dad.
Yeah, it's a whole
Aussie
playlist.
hits, yeah.
It slaps. It slaps
Yeah.
hard. It's on rotation for me.
And the thing is, I play it and I'm like, damn, my dad used to play all these songs for me. And my parents got divorced. I'm like, okay.
I like that.
It's adding up.
Yeah. Most of the time when you see me tattooing and I've got headphones on, it's jazz. It's always
Okay.
jazz. It's just soft.
Ask me to name one jazz musician.
Go on.
No idea.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say maybe like
No.
Bleeding Gums Murphy.
Is that a real person?
No, but he's from The Simpsons.
Yeah, because that's who I was trying to
Yeah.
think of, but I was like, that's not a real person. And then there's the one from Big Mouth. It's him as well, played by Jordan Peele. He voices him, but I don't know who what the character's name is.
Yeah.
But there's him.
Yeah.
So those are probably my top two,
Yeah, okay.
personally.
I'm not listening to that, sorry.
Who's your favourite jazz musician? Maybe I've heard of them.
Billie Holiday. Billie Holiday, she was one of the first bisexuals in the 50s.
Okay.
And to be like, bisexual in the 50s is pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
So she was pretty up there. And then like Julie London, obviously love me some Frank Sinatra.
Okay. Do you know Frank Sinatra?
Yep.
Is he considered jazz?
I think he's more of a big band swing sort of fella.
Because, I wouldn't have said he's jazz, but I don't know anything about
that's-
jazz. So
yeah, it's steering away to that broad sort of like,
okay.
yeah.
He is a bit of a broad, so... okay. Did you end up becoming Lisa Simpson? Or
No.
did you want to?
No, I mean, I wanted to be me, but not Lisa.
Did you achieve that?
Well, I'm working on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're getting there slowly.
getting there, yeah.
Baby steps.
Baby steps, yeah.
Maggie steps.
This version of me that you see now is very different to that version in the Sunrise article.
Fill in the Gaps is proudly sponsored by SW Laser Tattoo Removal. Have you got a tattoo that seemed like a good idea at the time but hasn't aged well? A piece of art that has always been anything but elegant? Or maybe a memory that you regret etching into your skin in the first place? That's right, people with their ex's name tattooed on them. I'm talking to you. SW Laser Tattoo Removal are here to help you. They use the highest quality equipment, including medical grade lasers, to ensure that your skin can say see you later to the ink that you regret. With shops located in Fremantle and West Leederville, SW Laser Tattoo Removal is the place to go for all your tattoo removal needs, and is trusted by tattoo collectors and artists all over Perth. To book your free consult and quote, message them on Instagram at SW Laser Tattoo Removal. That's at SW Laser Tattoo Removal, and say goodbye to your permanent regrets today. we'll finish with some rapid fire questions and then get on to maybe some would you rathers. But I've got a blind ranking for you, so that's going to be fun.
Okay.
Bird related. First, the rapid fire questions. So they don't have to be rapid. It's fine. First one. What's a song that you've had on repeat recently?
Animals by Nickelback.
Okay. I feel like I know it.
Yeah.
But give us a couple of lines. Sick. You did that really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I know of it. Because Photograph was on the radio today, and that was stuck in my head for a little bit. I probably know it. How long has that been on repeat for? Days, weeks?
Oh, months.
Months, years.
Months. You could also ask me again, and I'll be like, probably a Bloodhound Gang song.
What's a song that you've had on repeat recently?
Oh, Bloodhound Gang. Foxtrot, Charlie.
What does the fox say?
Oh, don't unlock that. Animals, for sure.
Okay. I don't know either of those songs, I don't think. I think I know the Nickelback
When you
one,
hear
but
it, you'll be like, I got my lessons back. I got this.
I know that one. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Nailed it.
Yeah.
If you were having a dinner party and could invite 4 guests, dead or alive,
Oh, okay.
not including family
Okay.
or friends,
This can be anybody?
anyone,
Okay.
who are you inviting? And also, I use the term guest very, openly. So, for example, you can say, Nickelback as a band is one invite.
Okay.
But you can't say this person from Nickelback, but not that one. If you're inviting Nickelback, it's the whole Nickelback. Otherwise, you have to pick and choose.
Okay. 4 guests.
4 guests.
Okay, top of the list. Daddy Attenborough.
Okay. I think he's the most common answer I've gotten for this question, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a letter from David Attenborough. I have a handwritten letter from.
Of course you do. Why wouldn't you? Was that after or before Sunrise?
It was actually before Sunrise.
Of course it was. That's how you got on Sunrise.
David Attenborough. And then Jack Black.
Okay.
Jack Black. I feel like having dinner with Jack Black would be so fun. I think he'd match my energy really well.
Are you going just Jack Black or Jack Black as a character?
Jack Black as himself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to hear him skibidi,
Mm-hmm. That clip of him on, I think it was Fallon. It's one of the talk shows where he's got the saxophone.
The saxophone.
That's still one of the funniest things.
Motherfucker. Yeah. It's fucking great.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's it.
1, 2, 3, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Okay. So David Attenborough, Jack Black.
Oh God.
If it helps, they can be fictional as well. Just putting that down.
Fictional.
Yeah, can be fictional, dead or alive. Anyone
I'm not a
ever.
fictional person.
Okay. Fuck you, Lisa Simpson.
I would like to have a conversation with Charles Darwin.
Okay.
Yeah. Because there are some things that he wrote on his journey that were just you were pretty over this, mate. Why'd you keep going? Also, just the nature nerd in me is just I can't be bothered reading your book. Can you actually just give me the quick rundown on evolution? Because that'd be sick.
Fair? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And lastly, Rod Stewart.
I know the name. Who's Rod Stewart?
Rod Stewart is your mum's favourite sugar daddy.
Musician?
If you want my body.
Okay.
Yeah. You know that?
Is Rod Stewart from a band or is
he's a musician?
But is he just a solo artist or is he from a
solo
band?
artist, yeah.
Okay, because I feel like I know the name, but
He's got a choppy mullet and he's just
of course he does.
yeah, and old creepy daddy vibes.
And you want him at the dinner party?
Yeah, I want him just to sing to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go on. David Attenborough for the nerd in you.
Yeah.
Jack Black for the match my vibe, match my freak.
Actually, it could be Jack Black or Johnny Knoxville.
Which one? Because one's waiting at the door in the rain with a lasagna or something.
Jack Black.
He's staying outside or he's coming
Nah,
in?
Jack Black. Let him in.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, Johnny.
Fuck you, Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah.
He'll probably throw yourself through the door. So he's there for matching your freak.
Yep.
Who was the third one? Charles Darwin.
Charles Darwin.
That's for just kind of like getting answers.
Yep, just want some deep and meaningful
Okay.
conversations.
And then your last pick's just for entertainment.
Rod Stewart, just a solo concert.
He's like trying to sit down at the table. You're like, keep fucking performing.
Yeah.
Fuck up.
Yeah.
Get back up on the stage.
Yep.
Okay.
I want to see some hip thrusting. Come on.
Not from Jack Black though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Get the
Okay.
two of them together. I want to
Okay.
see Jackie at the front, like.
Get it, girl.
Yeah.
Fire. Okay. Solid picks. Well done. And then last rapid fire question.
Mm-hmm.
Who is a celebrity that you wish you could tattoo?
A celebrity I wish I could tattoo.
Other than any of the Sunrise guests.
Celebrity.
Koshi.
No. Celebrity I wish I could tattoo. Oh my lord.
And I'll say you're not allowed to choose any of the four you just said because I think that would make it too easy.
It would make it really easy.
Because you'd say David Attenborough would be my guess, but
I don't think he would want to get tattooed.
but in this situation, all of them want to get tattooed by you.
Okay. Oh God, Jesus Christ.
Good answer.
Jesus Christ. No,
You know, David Attenborough is the most common answer I've gotten for this question as well.
really? Celebrity I would want to tattoo.
Either like because you like their collection, because you like them, because you feel like they'd choose a fun tattoo, because you just want to hang out with them. Can be for any reason.
I don't know if I could pick one.
Top 3. Number 1, a pelican. Number 2, the polar bear
You know
from
what?
Perth Zoo.
You really like put me on the spot here.
Yeah, fucking oath I
You
did.
really put me on the spot.
Sunrise didn't do this.
No, they were just like, "Do you like cats?" And I'm like, "No, shit."
I like cats too. I've got a tattoo. It's a line that turns into a heartbeat, and then it's got a heart there.
Do you know what? That's probably what happened. I don't remember the interview, but that's probably what happened.
You're just tripping off your balls,
Yeah, it was probably just anxiety.
and then you dropped into the polar bear.
You know what? A bit controversial, but I would love to
Did you say
tattoo.
fucking Kanye or Elon Musk or some shit? Okay.
Steve Irwin.
How's that controversial?
Well, because people think that he obviously was too close to the animal.
Oh, shut the fuck!
Yeah.
Oh my god! Can people not just enjoy anything anymore?
I reckon
That man is a saint.
Yeah, I reckon sitting down with Steve Irwin and him being like, "Oh, crocodile."
He'd be the best.
Yeah,
He would be the absolute best.
yeah.
And you just know that he'd either get like a little illustrative crocodile or he'd get like the outline of Australia or something like that. Something just
I reckon it'd
cute.
be a Southern Cross.
maybe just on his whole back.
Yeah, with Dilly Gaff.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. People that, because there's that whole thing where people, they're like, oh, he abused the animals. It's like, do you not understand what the fuck he did for like wildlife?
He did a lot of conservation stuff. Yeah.
I was like, jeez. If you've got a problem with that man, you've got a problem with everything in the world that has ever happened.
Yeah. I reckon tattooing Steve Irwin would be pretty good. In saying that though, like the first thing that comes to mind, I would love to be given the privilege to tattoo one of my favourite tattooers. Only
Okay.
because I would love to have the chance to get their feedback and
So
for
who would
me
that be?
to learn from them. Well,
Other than any of the tiny tattooers that we have in Perth that are running the courses, outside of them, obviously, because they're your top 50 picks.
yeah. Kate Selke from the UK.
Okay.
Kate Selke. Yeah, her work is incredible. But I could also list some people in Australia that I would love to tattoo.
Top 3.
Sophia Bourne,
Okay.
which I love Sophia. She's fantastic. Sophia Bourne. I really admire Tim Tavaria's work. Who doesn't? I've tattooed Tim.
There you go. So you've checked that one off.
I've checked that one off. Yeah. And then a little humble pie, like there's a girl called Abby from Sydney. Abby and I do similar work, so I would love to see how Abby tattoos and learn a bit from her. But in saying that, though, I feel like every time I meet a tattooer at a convention, every time I meet somebody else who's another tattooer, I'm always learning from them. Always learning from them. If I do a guest spot somewhere, I'm always like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
That's the right way to be.
Yep.
See?
13 years into tatting, and every day I'm still learning something new.
I have this chat with a lot of people that come on this podcast,
Yeah.
and it's not that some people disagree with it, it just doesn't come up with some people, but they're always like, if you think that you've just reached the peak and there's nothing else left to learn, then you're not doing it right, because everyone's got something to learn. So.
I do feel that, like, another thing that I was like, I want to mention this in my career of drawing as well, in my career of tattooing.
I'll just cut this back into the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
Because I genuinely feel when you're a young tattooer or an apprentice, you think you know what you want to do, right? Because when I started, I was doing a mix of, like, realism.
Cats.
No, I was actually doing, like, girly trad, like pop trad, I think it's called.
Is that like Y2K kind of style, or?
No, it's like, it was trad, but it had pastel colours and stuff like that.
Okay.
Right? So I learned from a realism artist and a trad artist, and I thought doing trad or, like, realism was what I was going to do. I was like, yep, I'm just going to be a realism artist from here on. And I was like, yep, that's how I'm going to go. And then I reckon it takes you at least 5 to 6 years before you realise, I think this is where I want to go. I think this is the direction I want to lead into. Because otherwise, like, as a young tattooer, you just kind of sit there and you're like, yeah, this is what I'm doing this fucking fine line shit. Or, you know, like, you're like, oh, I'm just going to do simple stuff, which is great. Like, and I've seen some fucking beautiful fine line and simple stuff, especially here in Perth. There are some fucking phenomenal fine line artists. But when you're 2 years into your career and you think that's the direction you want to go, no. Every time I talk to a tattooer that's been tattooing over a decade, they all say to me, 5 to 6 years is when I learnt that this is the direction I want to go into. And that's why I think my style started to come so organic to me. It's because I just started drawing in the way that just came organically to me.
Yeah.
I didn't try to force anything. I tried to force, like, strong neo-trad. Like, I was trying hard, but I was like, this just isn't for me. This isn't for me.
Well, I love when I ask, like, apprentices and stuff when I'm in a shop, like, especially apprentices that are still drawing and doing, like, fake skin and all of that. And I'm like, oh, what style are you, like, looking to go into? And my favourite answer is when they say, I like doing this at the moment, but I'll do anything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, right answer.
Yeah.
That's good. Don't box yourself in, because the second that you go, I'm only doing this, it's like, well, you've fucked yourself now, because now you're not going to learn all the other shit.
I was tatting Roman numerals last week.
Thanks for that, by the way. I appreciate it.
It's okay. That's basic 101, you know, like...
Yeah.
Oh, as in, like, I tattooed them on you.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a bit slow to that. Sorry. Oh, sorry. But it's just basic tattooing, 101. And if you're still not doing those basic fundamentals of tattooing this far into your career, what are you doing? You know?
That's the way.
You can come and hate at me for that, but, yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
I'll be there. No, that's the way to do
But
it.
yeah, that's the answer to my question. It's not a celebrity so much. For me, it would be if I could have the opportunity to meet with other artists.
Hey, I'd count other artists as celebrities.
Yeah. Okay, well, if that's the fact, then
They're minor celebrities.
my favourite artist, he's passed away now, but he's from far north Queensland. He is my favourite artist, and I have so many of his reference books. Like, I'm talking, like, I've got cabinets full of his reference books, and I've bought quite a few of his prints. I would love a chance to sit in his studio to tattoo him. Probably wouldn't get tattooed, but just to have a chance to sit there and learn from him and kind of just him give me his feedback on my work. Because I recently sent a painting off myself for feedback from a professional painter. And the feedback I got was so brutal, but I needed to hear it. I needed to hear it. So
That's what feedback is.
yeah, if I could tattoo somebody or have a chance to do art with somebody, it would be William T. Cooper. Incredible artist.
There we go.
Yeah.
We got to the answer.
We did. Sorry, it took me a little bit of sidewinding there.
No, that's the way. We want a bit of yapping, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
perfect. All right, on to the would you rathers and whatnot. Do you have a would you rather? Have you thought of one? If you haven't, it's okay.
Give me a second.
That's right, because I've got a blind ranking for you,
Okay.
so we can do that. Because I haven't really got one, but I'll come up with one.
All right,
but
go on.
I've got a blind ranking with you. Do you know how blind rankings work?
No, I don't know.
Okay, so I'm going to give you 5 things. The category is birds, and you have to rank them from, like, best to worst. So
Okay.
1 to 5. But once you've put something in a spot, you can't change it.
Okay.
So you don't know what's coming next. So, for example, if it was kitchen utensils and I said spoon and you put it 2,
Yeah.
and then I say fork, and you go, fuck, that should have been 2. You can't move it. You have to place it wherever else. Got it?
So 5 being really good?
5 being bad.
5 being bad. 1 being
1 being best, second being second best. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
Cool?
Yeah.
Doing birds.
Okay.
All right. So your first one to rank is Daffy Duck.
5.
5.
Yeah.
Straight off for Daffy Duck.
Yeah.
Not a fan of Daffy Duck.
I'm not a cartoon girl.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. All right. Daffy Duck's already taken last spot. Brutal. Some would say the most iconic cartoon
I think
character.
I fucked up.
I think you have as well, but that's okay. You've done it.
Okay.
All right. Second. Dove soap.
Four.
She's planning this strategically. Are you noticing the trend here where it's not just breed like species of bird? Yeah. Okay. Next. Flipping the bird. Not getting flipped the bird, but flipping the bird.
2.
Okay. So you've got 1 and 3 still left open.
This is so much pressure.
Yeah. Good. All right. So you've got 1 and 3 left open. So far you've got nothing, flipping the bird, nothing, Dove soap, Daffy Duck. Brutal. Adelaide Crows, the footy team.
That should have been fucking 5.
Port Adelaide fan, are you?
No, I'm not a football fan. Not a sports.
So I'm assuming third.
Yeah.
Okay. That means your number 1 spot is Big Bird.
Oh, yeah, number 1 for sure. For sure. Have you seen that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd have a cup of tea with him.
So you got Big Bird, Flipping the Bird, Adelaide Crows, Dove Soap, Daffy Duck.
Yep.
Okay. If you could change it, which you can't, how would you reorder it?
I put crows at the bottom.
Adelaide Crows at the bottom.
Yeah.
Big Bird still number 1.
Big Bird's still number 1.
Flipping the Bird still number 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Third,
Daffy Duck.
Daffy Duck.
And then
he got hard done by there.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Dove Soap,
And then
Adelaide
Dove Soap,
Crows.
yeah.
Okay. So confirmed Port Adelaide fan.
Absolutely not.
Well, who do you go for then? Fun fact about Big Bird. This is wild. What was the name of that rocket that they sent up? I think it was like the 80s or 90s, and they had like the teacher on it and stuff, and it exploded in the air.
Magic School Bus.
Yes. The real life thing, how they like sent up the rocket, and it was like this like new thing. They were like doing this new technology, and they put like a school teacher like won some competition and got to go up on it.
Okay.
And it just exploded in the air,
Oh,
like
that's a
on
shame.
live TV, and it was this tragedy. Do you not know about that?
No.
I can't think of what the
Do you know
fucking
there's a
thing was
dead
called.
dog in space?
This is true. This is true.
Thank you, Clunk on Earth.
Yeah. My missus cries every time we bring that up. But anyway,
Yeah.
Big Bird was meant to be on that ship.
Could you imagine that?
And it's wild because it's like, damn, the guy in the Big Bird outfit would have, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think the hold up was that like they couldn't fit the costume on there or whatever. Mm-hmm. But then someone asked this, and this is a fucking good point. What would they done on Sesame Street? Because that was on live TV. Big Bird was in this rocket and it just blew up and Big Bird's dead. Did they like have a funeral on Sesame Street? Did they just bring back another Big Bird and pretend it didn't happen? Did they just not have a Big Bird and just not mention it? Like, what do they do?
I would imagine they would have cut to a break first.
No, but like next episode of Sesame Street, let's say 2 days later,
then-
what are they doing? Are they just having another Big Bird? Do they act like it didn't happen? Do they have a funeral?
They have to be realist about it, right? They would be like, mourning the loss of Big Bird. Would everybody be in black then? Like if they had a funeral.
Oscar the Grouch wouldn't. He's a piece of shit.
Well, what about Count Dracula?
He would.
He would have been in black.
Classy guy.
Yeah. But
Elmo, I think so. Just for the cameras.
But also, could you picture the whole crew just in all black at a funeral? I think they would have a funeral.
Okay.
I think they need to teach the children that this is what happens when people die.
This is what happens when you get in a rocket with strangers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing that happened. Wild, hey.
Wild.
Big rip to everyone on the rock. I'm pretty sure it was like the late 80s. It might have been the early 90s, so I wasn't even born, but it happened.
Yep.
So, wild, hey.
Wild.
Have you got a would you rather?
Yes.
Go for it. So what you meant to say there was no, I don't.
Okay. Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather your bangers, like your banger from Bunnings, your Bunno's banger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you a vegan?
Vegetarian, but I've eaten meat before, so
but
I can put myself in there.
sometimes you go to Bunnings and they have vegetarian sausages.
Vegetarian sausages are one of the worst things on earth other than pelicans. They suck.
The texture.
They are awful.
Okay.
So, no, it's okay. I know what sausages taste like. They're nice, okay?
Yeah. Would you rather your Bunnings sausage
Yep.
or would you rather your local surf club's sausage sizzle?
Bunnings.
Why?
Easily.
Why? What's the difference? They're cooking the sausages the same way.
I was going to say the burgers are better. That's not fucking Bunnings' slogan. What's their fucking slogan? Is it lowest prices are just the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now
That's why.
Another question for you.
Okay.
If you could be a bird,
Not a pelican.
you've made that.
No,
very
I'd be
obvious.
a pelican and I'd just like fly into the ocean.
I'd just shit on everybody if I was a pelican. I'd be like, "Are you fishing?"
If I was a pelican, I'd just like fly into like a polar bear's mouth
Okay.
and convince all the other pelicans to do
Okay.
the same. So,
Right.
but anyway, if I was a bird,
If
yeah,
you were a bird, would you prefer to be a land-based bird or a shore-based bird?
other than a seagull, what do you consider a shore-based bird? I'm assuming they're a shore-based bird.
Yeah, so the birds that live along the coast.
Okay, so what's another shore-based bird other than a seagull?
And you got like your plovers, or
I don't know what that
your cormorants, your pelicans,
Fuck off.
your gulls.
Seagull?
You know what a booby is?
Yeah. Oh, the bird.
The blue-footed
yes.
boobies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a shorebird.
Okay.
You know, penguins.
Penguins are sick.
Penguins
they can't
are sick.
fly.
And then your like land-based birds would be like your ostrich, your emus, your parrots.
Yeah, I'm
your
going
larks.
land
You're going
based.
land-based?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair. Why?
There's not many good points for being a shore-based bird. Most shore-based birds are dicks. The one that's not a dick can't fly. Seagulls get hooked on fishing lines all the time. Taking my chances land-based. Like,
Okay.
not ideal.
I feel like as a shorebird, you're always wet. You know what I mean? And I hate it when you're like walking down the road and you're like, oh, it's raining. Now I'm wet. And all day, you're wet. You know? You can't be dry. You're just wet.
Ducks are cool, though. Are they shore-based?
No, well...
Because they're not shore-based,
No,
but they're not
like
land-based. Water-based.
Water-based.
Oil-based.
Oil-based. Okay. Okay.
Ducks are cool. They're savage, though. I was learning some facts about ducks the other day, and they're fucking ruthless.
Yeah. Yeah, ducks are pretty
They're just like straight up R-word other like female ducks.
Yeah, so does a sea otter. I say that really close because everybody's like, oh, sea otters are so cute. No, they're and everything. I'm telling you right now.
It's wild, hey.
Yeah.
Like that's why they've got like the corkscrew shaped.
Yeah.
Because then it goes in but doesn't come.
Yeah, yes, they're stuck. It's like dogs, man.
It's wild, hey.
Yeah.
Like dogs.
Yeah. Do you not know that dogs do that?
My dogs don't.
Okay. I don't usually watch animals having sexual intercourse.
Or my dogs don't do that either. But I mean, one of my dogs gets excited and starts humping like teddies, but
Yeah.
she's weird as well. So
She?
yeah,
Nice.
she pees like a boy as well because her dad taught her how to pee. It's not me. I'm not. I'm the stepdad.
Okay.
I'm the stepdaddy Attenborough. Sick. Okay. Off the top of my head, my would you rather for you is: would you rather for the rest of your life all of the drinks that you have start off frozen, or have to eat all of your food cold? And I'm not talking lukewarm. I'm talking like cold.
This is horrible for me because I'm that freak that drinks their drinks hot.
Of course you are.
Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I buy a can and I'm like, and just drink it as it is. I don't like put it in the fridge. fridge.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I open an energy drink, I leave it there all day and I'll still drink it at the end of the day. So for me,
So that's odd.
that sounds
Oh, I
horrible.
thought you were talking about like tea and coffee and you just go on like straight hot water and just like nothing else with it.
Nah, I'm weird, man.
Yeah, I know, but... So you go on frozen drinks. You can let them melt
Okay.
or like if it's in like a can, you can put it in water to like help it melt, but it's always starts frozen, even
And-
if it's like a tea or a coffee or something.
And if we're talking about eating food cold,
Yeah, so it's not like out of the fridge cold, but it's not lukewarm. It's like out of the fridge and been sitting on the counter for 15 minutes.
okay, so pizza the next day that's kind of out the fridge, that slaps. That slaps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Name another food that's good for that. That's what I thought.
Ice cream. You pull it out the fridge, right? And you let it sit there and it becomes like...
See, but then you're getting into the territory of you're choosing cold foods and you're just eating foods that are good cold.
Yeah.
That's the life you're living for the rest of your life.
So for me, I'd go a drink and I'd pull it out and leave it there all day and then drink it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the ass to have to do for everything.
Yeah.
Water included. It's just a block of ice anytime you go to drink it.
I'd still take that risk.
And we're going like per bottle. So even if you drink half the bottle and you're like, oh, I'm going to cheat the system and fill it up again, it just freezes.
I'd be so dehydrated.
But you're going drinks.
Yeah, I'm going drinks.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, that's the podcast.
Sick.
Thank you very much for being on. I appreciate it
Thank you for having me.
because I know you're not here for too long. So,
I'll be back. Back for West Oz, baby.
okay, Arnie. Look at that camera for me and tell the people where they can find you either on Instagram or working in person.
You can find me on Instagram, Jessica Holmes Tattoo. That's about it. And you can find me in Adelaide, obviously. Got some huge news about Adelaide coming up pretty soon. I can't wait to share with everybody. Yeah, snaps for Jess. But you can also find me back here in Perth for West Oz Expo in July.
She will be there,
Yep.
as will I.
Yep.
And I've got some exciting stuff coming up for that as well.
Oh,
It's
can't
going to be
wait.
super fun.
Also with Fizz this week, but
Yeah.
I'm booked. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
And this will come out in a week from now.
Yeah.
So you'll probably be
Yeah.
back on the plane. So
Yeah.
back to where you fucking came from. You dick. No, thank you for being on. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
I know you've been a big supporter, so it's awesome to actually have you on finally. Please be sure to like, subscribe, rate, share the show, tell friends and family about the podcast. Check out the website, fitgpod.com, and all socials at fitg_podcast. Show some love to Jess as well.
Thank you.
Thank you to the sponsors Industry Tattoo Supply and SW Laser Tattoo Removal. And remember, don't do LSD and then jump into a polar bear's enclosure. See you later.
Bye.